Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another 5 men's fragrances I love versus 5 men's fragrances that I hate. The last time that I filmed a video like this was about 8 months ago. So there's just so many new things to discover and so many ways that your tastes change over time. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down and give you guys another 5 that I love and another 5 that I hate. The number 1 on my list might be a little predictable because it's one that I have talked about many times on this channel, but I can't help it. I am just head over heels in love with this fragrance. Definitely could say that this is one that would be one of my top for life, one that would be in my collection for the rest of my life. You can probably take a guess. Via Cavour one by Xerjoff. It's one that I've been raving about for a long time now. And there's just something about this fragrance on a man that it does something to me, guys. I don't know how else to explain it. It does something to me. Internally, it just makes me feel things I didn't know were possible. Very warm, cozy, sexy gourmand for a man. There's white peach in here. There's patchouli, a lot of patchouli. There's some dark chocolate. It's really delicious with caramel, vanilla, and a lot of musk. It's pretty musky, but the white peach, patchouli, and the dark chocolate are kind of the stars of the show in this. It's for a man that is very confident in himself and really wants to make an impression and wants to smell different than anyone else, because I guarantee there's not that many men out there that would take the risk to wear something like this, because it is on the sweet side. It's worth trying, it's worth sampling. This fragrance is absolutely, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a beast mode. It lasts forever. You're going to be turning heads with this. It projects and it lasts forever, and it is just so addicting and inviting and alluring and so sexy, and I love it forever. Via Cavour one by Xerjoff. So my number 2 for fragrances that I love is one that I recently discovered, one that I recently added to my collection. This is Les Beaux Les Parfums by Jean Paul Gaultier, and I bought this in Italy, and it is very quickly becoming one of my favorites to smell on a man. It's the newest flanker in the Les Beaux line, and it is so much more dimensional than the original. I have the original as well, but I definitely prefer this one. This one has an added pineapple note, which a lot of people say gives it like a pina colada feeling, but for me, in the opening, the pineapple kind of dissipates pretty quickly. You're just kind of left with that traditional coconut, but this also has an added iris note that makes it different with some ginger. It has that same coconut as Les Beaux that we all know and love with the tonka bean and some ambergris. It's very fun, it's very flirty, and it is very sexy on a man. Les Beaux Les Parfums. Number 3 on fragrances that I love is probably one of the most underrated Parfums de Marly fragrances ever. I don't know why this fragrance is not talked about more. It could be because it was a Harrods exclusive. This is Haultain, and like I said, extremely underrated, absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite oud fragrances to smell on a man. It's very like refined and elegant. Parfums de Marly just has this way of creating just these beautifully elegant fragrances that are just so elevated. It's just one of those brands where every aspect of it is super luxurious. It's one of the most elegant oud fragrances that I've ever smelled. It gets compared to Initio's Oud for Greatness a lot because it has that same kind of like lavender freshness, clary sage kind of vibe, but for me, this is so much better. This has saffron. For me, it reminds me a little of like Baccarat Rouge 540. Slightly, just in the slightest, it kind of reminds me of that in the mid. But it has a praline note, adds a little bit of sweetness and gourmandness with a base of agarwood and cedar. It's just so sexy and so addicting. Wow, I really appreciate smelling this on a man. So next we have another one that is, I've said it a million times, it's one that is also severely underrated. Everyone talks about its counterpart Angel Share, but nobody talks about Apple Brandy on the Rocks. It's just so good. For me, it is definitely like the masculine counterpart to Angel Share. I know that a lot of men like to wear Angel Share, but we can all agree it is a little sweet, leans a little on the feminine side. This one is so effervescent and fizzy. It's the total opposite of Angel Share in the way that Angel Share is so heavy and thick and kind of weighs you down in a way. This one is the opposite. It's very light and airy, but it still has density to it. It's one that really lasts. It's boozy, fizzy, very sweet, has that apple that we all love. And I smelled this on a man recently, and I did have to do a double take. And yes, I did ask him what he was wearing, and when I heard Apple Brandy on the Rocks, I was like, makes sense. It makes sense for my reaction. This one is also a 10 out of 10. One of my favorites, Apple Brandy on the Rocks by Kilian. So my number 5, one that I've been absolutely loving lately, Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. This is one of the newer releases in the Acqua di Gio line. It's very beautiful. It's kind of like in between a marine, aquatic vibe, but also like a very clean linen vibe. I really love how fresh and clean this is, but not like in a typical soapy way, more of a clean linen type of way. In the top, we have sea notes that kind of adds a little bit of this like salty touch with some mandarin orange. Has that clary sage, geranium, and lavender that adds the freshness. Some mineral notes, some vetiver, and patchouli. But for me, I'm telling you, there's like this clean laundry, clean linen aspect to this that is really, really nice. And it's just a little different than a lot of the recent designer releases, and for the summer, very sexy and very good. Perfect for like every day, running out the door, running errands. Great everyday signature fragrance for the summer. Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. So now we'll move on to some fragrances that I hate. It might be a little dramatic to say hate. These are 5 fragrances that I very strongly dislike. Do not like smelling on a man. And the first one, I do not have a bottle of, obviously. I mean, you'd hope that I wouldn't have any bottles of the fragrances that I really dislike, but this is one that just came out that I had heard a lot of hype around, and I was really excited to try it, and wow, it was one of the biggest letdowns that I've had in a long time. This is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Summer Vibes. To start off with, it was not what I was expecting to smell at all. I was expecting something totally different, maybe something more fresh and fruity, summer vibes, maybe a little aquatic, but no, it was like a very boring, like woody kind of scent, like cypress and woody. Like it just, there was nothing impressive about it. I smelled it and I was like, no, like it was just such a letdown. And the smell itself isn't really that bad. It's just a very unimpressive scent to me. I was not blown away by it, but it's not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. You won't smell bad wearing it, but for me, I really disliked it because I was really let down by it and I was really hoping for something amazing, and it was just, not great. So big letdown, light blue, summer vibes. So number 2, this is one of the very few fragrances that I've smelled in my life where when I smelled it, I instantly was put off by it. This does not happen that often for me. I can usually find a way to appreciate at least something out of a fragrance. There's a couple on this list that when I smelled it for the first time, I was really put off by it. And this is definitely one. This is Creed Viking, basically just an old man in a bottle. There's nothing else to say about it. It's not sexy at all. It's not attractive. It smells like a grandpa, not even in a good way. I don't like it. When I smelled it on a guy's skin, I was like, I'd wash this off, please. It's just peppery, minty, spicy. It's just not a good blend. It's nothing original. It's just like bad. I was actually put off of it when I smelled it for the first time, which does not happen very often. It just smells like a retirement home, basically. A very expensive retirement home. Not happy, sorry. Creed Viking. All right, so this is one that a lot of people might not be familiar with because it's been a little bit of an issue with shipping, I've heard. I got my hands on a bottle of the new Chemi line from Xerjoff. I'm going to be doing a review of 4 of them very soon. It'll be live on my channel, so look out for that. But one that I smelled that I tried many times that I just could not get around. No matter how many times I tried, every time I smelled it, I was just like, I really, really, really despise this fragrance. Holism, and I'll show you guys the bottle. A lot of you guys might not have been able to see the new bottle design. It's very like cathedral. The caps are absolutely beautiful. The designs are amazing. I love the designs. Zero complaint on that, but the smell, I honestly was repulsed by this when I smelled it, and I kept coming back to it, trying to like find the artistry behind it, but it's just sometimes it's just a little too much. And this one just does not do it for me at all. There's like this weird medicinal quality to it, but it's very herbaceous and spicy. And the only thing that I can compare it to, it has like this weird, I don't have any of the notes in front of me, but it has like this weird like red chili vibe, but it's very synthetic in a way, mixed with a bunch of other things. It reminds me, I think it's by Frederick Malle, the Synthetic Jungle I smelled, and this just really reminds me of that in a way, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I can't get behind it. It's just very herbaceous and weird and not my cup of tea. All right, so next one is one that should also not be a surprise that I hate. I can say it, I hate this one. I hate it, and I will never change my mind about it, so I'm sorry. Versace Blue Jeans. I know it's like a war in the comments. Some people agree with me, some people absolutely disagree. Some people will defend this thing until the day they die. I do not understand it. This thing is just a weird synthetic like lemony mess. There's not one thing redeemable about this. It makes me cringe, and I'm not going to change my mind. I'm sorry. It's just horrible. This one is a literal 0 out of 10. I don't care how nostalgic it is. If I smell this on a man, I'm walking in the opposite direction. That's it. So the last one that I despise, this is one that I had sent to me a while back, and I smelled it a couple times and I put it in the back of my collection, didn't revisit it, and just recently I grabbed for it, tried to give it a chance, give it a smell, and wow, I did not like it at all. So I thought, hey, perfect time to be filming this video. This is Bon Vivre by Naughton and Wilson. This is a brand that tries to be like, kind of like I guess their whole mission is to be like a refined, old school meets new school kind of feel. The owner is a lover of classic vintage fragrances, which I'm not, as you guys know. Yeah, when I revisited this one, I was just really turned off by it. For me, smelling it, it smells like they were trying to copy Viking, which you guys know I don't like, it's just on this list, in like the worst way possible. I don't know. This also smells like a nursing home, but like mixed with dental floss. Like if you guys know what dental floss smells like when you pull it out of the thing and you're like, shh, that's exactly what this smells like. It's just, it smells like a dental office basically mixed with a nursing home. There's nothing like redeemable about it. I don't think it's sexy. I don't think it's attractive. Like I'm trying to picture it in a situation. I don't think it's good for any situation. I don't like this one at all. Bon Vivre by Naughton and Wilson. Not my cup of tea. These are not fragrances that I would like to smell on a man at all. And if I did smell them, I would probably be very turned off and would try to get as far away as possible. So yeah guys, that's my updated 5 men's fragrances that I love and 5 that I really strongly dislike. It's been almost a year since I started my fragrance channel. I can't believe that I'm already at over 10,000 subscribers. It's such a fulfilling and beautiful feeling. It's been such an amazing ride to be here with you all, to just discover fragrances, discover new things, and just share my thoughts with you guys. I'm very happy to see what comes in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below what you think about any of the fragrances that I mentioned, and leave some fragrances that you love and that you absolutely despise. I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.